Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a level 20 build guide for that time I got reincarnated as a slime TenSura Rimuru Tempest build in Baldur's Gate 3. This is a mod that was made by Eclipse and it's based on the anime That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. So I wanted to cover this because I think it's a really fun class mod. There is 7 different subclasses here, so we'll be focused on the Rimuru Tempest one here, which allows you to turn into a slime. And while in the slime form you get different abilities, which I'll be breaking down in this video. So it's a bit of a spellcaster, it's a bit of a, got a little bit of everything going on here actually. But for the most part, this is mostly a mage. All the other subclasses have their own unique focuses as well, but for this one we'll be spellcasting. So this also gives us the Black Flame spell here. It does 1d10 of fire damage, ignores resistances. We restore health points equal to our level at the start of our turn. And we get the Predator, which allows you to regain to get a permanent predator stack and gain 20 magicals, which is the currency that we use to cast spells, or the resource we use to cast spells. So I'll be going through the full build guide here so you guys can get an idea how to play this, as well as combat and gear options. So for our ability scores, we're going to go with 16 dexterity here, 14 constitution, and 16 intelligence, with 10 wisdom and 10 charisma. Skill proficiencies, I think it's best to go deception and persuasion there, so we're going to roll with that for our stat spread. And then I'll show you all the leveling all the way up to 20, which it does have a level 20 capstone skill, which is pretty cool. But the levels between 12 and 19 are not the most impactful. But at level 2, we get the Water Blade, which does 2d4 of cold damage as a bonus action, uses 10 magicals. Pretty nice little option for damage. As we get to level 3, we get ourselves the Detect Creatures Within 12 meters, and we get Steel Threads. This creates razor sharp threads to entangle an enemy, dealing 3 to 12 slashing damage. And yeah, it's a nice little option there for damage. Again, this is supposed to be an aggressive spellcaster. We also get the magical efficiency, regain 50% of your magicals on a short rest. And you get the assess and analyze. When hitting a creature marked with analyze, you deal bonus damage to marked enemies. We also get the spatial movement, teleport to any location within an 18-meter radius, basically a Misty Step. And for our ability scores, it's best to go with either intelligence or dexterity. Intelligence for better spellcasting, so we're going to roll with that. At level 5, we get the Great Sage. Get a +2 to intelligence, and you're immune to psychic damage. When you roll a 1, you can check to re-roll the dice, and you must use a re-roll. So you can see there our intelligence is now 20. Woohoo! We also get the Magical Barrier. To create a barrier of magicals around an ally, granting them temporary health. And we also get the Flame Circle, does 46 of fire damage and an area 6 meters away. So some nice options for damage here. We got fire, we got cold damage, we now got the Demon Lord's Hockey, so you can release an aura of fear. Enemies have a chance to become frightened. 9-meter radius, and it uses 40 magicals, so that's pretty good. At level 7, we get ourselves the Gravity Collapse, doing a 46 of force damage. Pulls all enemies into it and deals the force damage. It's an action and 40 magicals to cast that. These type of spells are really powerful, and it's similar to the Black Hole that you get from the Illithid abilities. We get the subclass feature level 8, the Devourer's Resilience. Gain resistance to fire, cold, lightning, and acid damage while in slime form. And we can also take another feat here. We can go to increase the dexterity. We can take the Alert feat for the +5 to initiative. There's also things like the Warcaster, which is a pretty fine feat to go with. And you can even go with like the Eldritch Blast if you want to take Spell Sniper to increase your spell save, or your spell a crit chance. So we'll go with that there. At level 9, we get the Tempest Barrage, doing 46 of lightnings, launch a sort of 3 projectiles, chance to knock targets prone, using 40 magicals. Pretty strong attack there. And once we get to level 10, we get the +2 bonus to attack roll, saving throws, and AC while we're in our slime. So whenever we're in the slime form, we're now going to be a little bit stronger. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. At level 11, we get the subclass feature Adaptive Evolution. At start of combat, regain 20% of your magicals. Really nice. Level 12 gives us the Megiddo, which does 10d6 plus 10 radiant damage. Unleash the Wrath of the Gods, deal 20 to 70 radiant damage to all enemies in a 12-meter radius, which is actually huge. And you get 100 magicals. It costs 100 magicals. Now for the best, I think a dexterity increase would be good for better armor class as well as better initiative, so that we're going to guarantee that we go first. Level 13, as I mentioned, is mostly some like empty levels, just giving you a bunch of health, but that's still pretty good to have. So we'll just kind of skip through these here. Also, you could go with the Tough feat because that'll give us extra health. So subclass feature Primordial Presence, so nearby enemies have disadvantage on attack rolls. Nearby allies gain 1d6 bonus to their attacks. Pretty good. And we get the disintegration. So spiritrons bombard the target and destroy them on a molecular level, doing 20 to 160 radiant damage in a 3-meter radius. And it uses 110 magicools. So for our next ability, since we're going higher in levels, the tough feat to give an additional 2 health per turn, that'll give us 40 health total. That seems to be worth it just for better survivability. Level 17, we're just going to get extra health. 18, and at level 19, we get the, or I guess we don't get it until level 20. We get ourselves the subclass feature. Ultimate skill, Beelzebub, the Lord of Gluttony. Gain a 1+ bonus damage per predator stack. And you can stack those up pretty high, which makes you very, very strong. I would recommend going with the max out dexterity here for better armor class, survivability, initiative, you name it. And I just have the katana on my back there and this robe because I was trying to emulate what I'm trying to create the character as best I possibly could. But as far as actual items go, I think it's best to go with a setup something like this. So looking at our items, we got the Hood of the Weave here for increased spell save DC. Same with the robe and the Helldust gloves. These will all give us a nice +4 bonus total to our spell attack rolls and spell save DC. I also went with cloak protection, the boots protection, and the ring protection for increased armor class saving throws as per usual. But there is some other options that we could go with, like the you could go with the gloves of the belligerent skies here, which we do have some lightning and radiant damage. So that could be another option too, but we need as much survivability as we can get. I also added in the Hellrider longbow for +3 initiative. And we got Marka Heshker here, which gives us a free option to be able to do Kreska's favor and give us chain lightning, which is a nice spell. This isn't really related to the build itself, but it's just another option that we got if we want to do some massive amounts of damage. What this ends up looking like in combat, I will show you here now. So to start things off, we got our Tempest Barrage here, which we can use to hit multiple targets for 5 to 20 damage. And what's nice is it'll actually find its way to the target. We also got the Black Flame there, which does help with 5 to 50 damage, so that's also very effective. And our Water Blade is actually quite strong too, doing 8d6 of cold damage. I'm just going to start off with a Lightning Bolt here to hit a bunch of targets and get combat started here. But this is what it's going to look like when we get into a fight. So we're going against the guards here. And we do have our like nuclear attacks with Disintegration and Megiddo here, but I won't use it on turn 1. We can also frighten a large group of targets, which is also pretty effective. So it just depends on what you want to go with. If you want damage options, we got these here, which has a good chance of hitting any target that has low health. So going with the Tempest Barrage can potentially take out these 3 targets here. So it's not letting me select them. So that's a little unfortunate. Oh, I just did them all on the same target. And I counterspelled, so I guess it didn't even matter anyways. But yeah, I guess we'll just show this off next turn. But we also got the Water Blade, which we can use too, which is pretty effective. All these targets will have disadvantage on, so we'll just go with that there. That took them out, perfect. And we'll call that a successful turn. So you're probably wondering how I got myself into this situation. I can go with this big nuclear attack here, but we can also go with the Disintegration, which is in a bit of a smaller area, so we can blast away with that. And boom, that took them all out. And yeah, you can see it does a lot of damage. But we also get our stacks of Predator. Every time that we've devoured enemies, we have 33 stacks of this now. I'm not sure how we got exactly 33 stacks, but it's strong. So going with our attack here, we'll roll this off on 3 targets, and you'll see here, boom, the extra damage from each of that, 35. It continues to power it up even further and makes it really crazy. So yeah, I guess we'll do this slime transformation here now, so we can also go into our slime form. And we'll just move our slime over here and just call it a day, let them come after us. We can see, we can actually get really strong. Oh, Command Grovel. And Sonic Backlash got that extra damage rider from the Predator stack on it. So yeah, it becomes really strong really quickly. So yeah, I guess I'll just go with an attack here to yeah, you can see you get that extra 67 damage on your attacks. It makes it really strong. So perfect. We'll get into another fight here. It's exactly what I wanted. And try to find where oh, they're just right there. When we're in our slime form, we just got melee attacks, so we can also swap out of our form. We also got the Devour here, which we can absorb all corpses that are nearby and get 10% per health per corpse. And then we can release a shock wave, dealing damage based on your predator wave to all nearby targets. So we'll do this attack here because we got 47 stacks of it. So boom, that just nuked everybody. Yeah, this is pretty strong. We nuked them right through the wall there. So yeah, it's pretty powerful. The more stacks you get, the better it gets. And those predator stacks, they may be a little bit bugged because I don't believe I took out 55 targets like that. But yeah, it is really powerful. So that is the time that I turned into a slime. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next video.